Welcome to another After School special. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Jamboard and how to customize the backgrounds to support student engagement and collaboration in the classroom. Jamboards are a great way for students to collaborate and to add content and manipulate it in a way that facilitates that collaboration and sharing of ideas. On the left-hand side of the Jamboard, you can see some of the tools that are available to use in that work. So you've got writing or inking tools. The pen tool allows you to write, use it as a marker, a highlighter, or a paintbrush, and you can select different colors. There's an eraser to erase anything that you add. There's a selection tool so that you can drag and drop and manipulate in things that have been put on the Jamboard. There's a sticky note, which allows you to add Post-it notes in a variety of different colors. This can be helpful if you are working with a number of different concepts or ideas on a Jamboard, or if you have multiple students in the Jamboard and you want to differentiate or identify the information that each student is contributing to the work. They could each have a different color assigned to them. You can add images to the Jamboard, and those images can either be uploaded from your device or can be sought and searched for on the web and added from the internet. You can add shapes and in a variety of different shapes to allow for the sharing of ideas. And then you can also add text boxes, different from or separate from Post-it notes, which will post in specific colors. The text boxes will just overlay text like you would see on a Google slide, for example. What we're going to be working with today is setting the background. There are a number of different backgrounds that come with Jamboard that are here for you to choose from, but you also have the ability to add your own background. This can be beneficial because you can add a background that is not able to be altered by the students or the people partaking in the collaboration, and therefore allows them to layer over top of that set background and allow for a more natural collaboration to occur. So what we're going to do, I've got some that I've put in here already just to give you an example of what I'm talking about. So if we take a look at something like this, where we're working with scientific hypotheses, we've got a background here, and now students can come in and they can add text boxes and add the information that they need and manipulate it around to suit the graphic organizer in the background. Another example here might be describing characters and setting and conflict in a story, uploading a video explanation, adding pictures that represent what they're talking about. Maybe you're working with main idea and supporting details for a writing assignment or for a group brainstorming. You can add those different layers into the Jamboard. Other examples here of different graphic organizers that are available or that you could use for your presentation. And so how do we do that? Well, we go in here in set background, and then we add an image. It's really that simple. Then you're going to upload your image from your computer by browsing, or you can import it from your Google Images, Google Drive, and so on. To add content to the background, we're going to go to Set Background, and then we're going to add an image to upload. Where we're going to pull that image from can be from either directly from the internet, from your Google Slides or Google Photos or wherever, your Google Drive. If we're going to create our own content, we can create our own content using Google Slides or Google Drawing, or any other third-party app such as Canva can be used to create that content. So an example using Google Slides is here. I'm going to set up the page size so that it matches the page size of the Jamboard. So to do that in my slide, before I get going and working on it, I'm going to go File, Page Setup. And when I get to Page Setup, I'm going to go to a Custom Page Setup. So when I select Custom, it defaults into centimeters here. I'm going to choose that, and I'm going to change it to pixels. And I'm going to set it up so it's 1920 by 1080. And that will give me the page size that I want to work with. And from here, I can create whatever type of graphic organizer or prompt or whatever the case might be. So for example, I could create a a KWL chart. I could create a writing prompt where students are then are given a photo and they're going to be brainstorming ideas around a character and that character's origin. Maybe I'm using this in a math class and I've created a math problem, and students will then add text onto this to show their understanding of how to solve the problem. So from here, I'm going to choose my slide once I've got it created. So if I'm using this writing prompt here, I'm going to go File and Download. And I'm going to download it as a PNG file. Alternatively, you could download it as a JPEG. I prefer to use the PNG. And we'll see it download here in the bottom left corner of my page. Going to my Jamboard now, I'm going to click Set Background. I'm going to choose Upload an Image, and I can browse my computer to find where that downloaded from, or because it's sitting right here on my Downloads bar, I can just drag it up and drop it into the Jamboard, and it will load nicely for me here. Now, when students interact with this page, they can either add text and type it in, so they can add their information as they go. Alternatively, they could use Post-it notes. Maybe there's different colored Post-it notes for character traits, for background story, and so on. So you can set up however you'd like that to work. Or maybe there's multiple students who are working on brainstorming this, and every student gets a different colored sticky note so that they can easily distinguish one person's ideas from the next. So for example here, whatever information the students are typing, they're going to save it. It's going to place it here, and then they can adjust the size, move it, and relocate it and reorient it however they'd like. So that's how we can change the background. It's quite simple, and it can be a quite powerful tool. I've got some examples here of different ways that can be used, different graphic organizers, different prompts, different activities that you can use and work with your students. Those are all available to either be created by yourself or to search on the internet and find. I found a whole bunch of graphic organizers from Ditch That Textbook that are already created in a Google Drawing. All you have to do is go and find them, open the template. It automatically makes you make a copy of that diagram or that Google Drawing, insert the text that you want so that it relates to the activity that you're doing. It has the Ditch That Textbook name in there so that we're giving credit where we got our information from. And then again, I would go in and File and just change the page setup to a custom page setup. And I'm going to change this one again to pixels. I'm going to change it to 1920 by 1080 and apply. It's going to resize it. And then I can again manipulate the information when I'm ready. File, download, PNG. I'm going to come over to my Jamboard. I'm going to add a slide, set the background to an image, and then I'm going to drag and drop that into my background. And we're off and ready to go share this with our class and for students to be able to interact with. As you can see, Jamboard is a powerful collaborative tool. Setting the background adds another element to that collaboration. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for tuning in.